So you've heard of the Snow Queen, right? Well, you may address me as the Node Queen because I've set up my full node. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience of doing that yesterday. But over and above all of that, I am going to yet again scream from the rooftops, from the treetops, from every street corner, how incredibly amazing this Vulcan community is. I think we should just get into it. Let's go. Welcome, my dear friend. Normal service is resumed. I am back in my little homestead in Chalk Towers after my little Christmas frolics in Ireland and in the north of England across New Year. I'm back, and so is my faithful teapot. Today, it just had to be kind of Yorkshire tea. Yorkshire tea, you know, it's my go-to. It's just my stable bit of life. So I'm gonna enjoy that whilst we talk, and that's all we are doing. Because as always, I will say, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. We're just having a cup of tea and talking about all things Vulcan. So please, please do your own research. And as always, I will say, if you're watching this, you're not subscribed, you enjoy this content, then please do hit that subscription button down below. Thank you so much. So yesterday was the day I woke up and I thought, it's got to be done. I have got to set up my node. I was a little bit, not nervous so much, but apprehensive, only because I didn't know what to expect, really. So I'd been in node chats, looking at what people were saying, and people, you know, highlighting issues they were having, but also a lot of people saying actually they'd succeeded and they'd found it quite straightforward. So I thought I would just take the bull by the horns and do it. Now beforehand, I was in direct messages with the lovely Milky, my fellow Brit, who had set up his node the day before, and he gave me a few hints and tips, and his few hints and tips really were about ensuring that you put aside some really focused time that you could do this, and having two screens available. So there is, you'll be aware, or you may not be aware, but if you're a node holder, you can go into node chat, verify your wallet, get access to node chat. And there are, I believe, two videos available. One if you're using AWS as the virtual machine, and the other one if you're using Azure, the Windows virtual machine. I decided, I'd looked at this a little bit before Christmas, I'd looked at both, and for me personally, AWS looked to be perhaps the more friendly interface, more user-friendly from a complete newbie kind of perspective. So, all things being equal, I decided to go with AWS. So I hooked up with SO from Node Chat. If you go to pin messages, you'll see a message there from SO, and he has put together an incredibly easy to follow, really informative video stepping through how to set up your node on AWS. I believe there is one similar done by the wonderful Nathan B if you're using the other service, the Windows service, so you can go and look that up. So, to cut a long and boring story short, I put aside some time yesterday afternoon. I decided I wanted a 2-hour window. I didn't know if I would need that 2 hours, but I thought I'll just put that aside. And also I set up the two screens as Milky had suggested. So I had the video running on my iPad, and I was working on the AWS interface and Putty, which is something else you need to download, on my laptop, and that worked really well. So I was able to look at the video, stop it, pause it, go back, whilst focusing on my laptop on the actual what I was doing. And I literally just went through the video step by step. I took one or two wrong turns, And one was a silly mistake I made about a password. So at one point you have to create a password and then re-input the password, and I put in the wrong password. And I was a little bit stumped at that point. What do I now do? Because of course, what you're seeing in front of you is, if you are not an expert in programming, just an alien language actually. It was not familiar to me at all. I did computing, but many, many years ago, and it was in basic language, so things have moved on a little bit. So at that point, I jumped into Discord, into Node chat, and kind of like, oh, I've come unstuck a bit. And you know what? Within literally 10 seconds, I had 2 people going, no, don't worry, I did that, I did this wrong, this is what you need to do. Great community. Anyway, I got through it, and it probably took me, I would say, nearly 2 hours, but some of that was setting up the AWS thing in the first place. I was filming a little bit as well, so I was focusing a little bit on that. So I would say, probably if you were doing it normally, not filming, I did make a cup of tea in the middle as well, of course I did. Definitely 2 hours, allow a good 2 hours, but you probably need less than that. Yeah, so I did it. My node is set up. Well, it's set up as far as I know how to set it up. I know there's more to come, and I'm just in Node chat now, just waiting for that to happen. But what yesterday really focused my mind on yet again was how incredible the Vulcan community is. And of course the Safuu community, they are many of the same people, of course, but this video is about Vulcan. Incredible. And you know, just my experience yesterday, going through, first of all, I had Milky in the direct messages, giving me his experience on setting up the node. We have the node chat, I went wrong a little bit, people were there straight away. We have the videos that have been done, the incredibly helpful videos by Esso and Nathan B. I just can't put into words how kind of supported I felt just yesterday doing my node. And you know, it just strikes me, yes, I've met some of my fellow YouTubers in Dubai, but we don't know each other. We're literally a community of aliens that have come together. But how supportive! It's incredible. And it really came to a point last night when I was watching the crypto lead. There was a live stream. I think it was being led by Kryptonian, but there was various people on there. And I just want to play you at one point what Kryptonian said. He is an expert. He obviously, this is his profession. And he was talking, he spoke at length, really interestingly, about the security measures, the additional security measures that we should be taking as node holders. And he was giving all this kind of advice, and which was incredible advice. And you know, you'd have to pay hundreds of dollars probably for this advice, but he was giving this advice. And at one point he said something so crucial and so true. Let me just play you what he said.
No, we're all in this together, right? I mean, at the end of the day, guys, you got to think about this. It would be in my best interest, okay, to not share any of this information with you guys. Let all your nodes go down, because then I would benefit. My node's always up. Well, I hope it'd be. But that's not how I operate.
That is so true. Listen to what he's saying, everybody.
The ship rises with the tide, guys, and I love this community. The Vulcan, the Safuu X community. It has proven to me time and time again during the damn bull market, like Rav was talking about, there's some good people here, man. Some good, honest people that are really looking for that shot. So if I can help facilitate that, hey, man, you know, I believe that a man's gifts will make room for him, and this is what I do. I'm a nerd.
And for me, that says it all. He's right. You know, node holders, we are potentially all in competition for revenue, but we're putting that to one side. He's putting that to one side. Others are putting that to one side, because we are a community and we all want to be successful in this endeavor. But you know, that's just, yesterday was just an extension of what we already know. And I see it as a YouTuber all the time. I've said before, the YouTubers in Vulcan have a separate little Telegram area where we talk every day about this, that, and the other. And again, we are in competition really for your views. But it feels like a family. And you know, every day we're helping each other, we're supporting each other, we're giving advice, we're telling each other how to get more views. We're critiquing thumbnails, we're critiquing videos, and it's all in a supportive manner. And you know what? I've said it before, I will say it again, but I'm saying it now. This is the best community in crypto. This is the most supportive community, and I love it. I love it. So that's kind of all I wanted to say really today, apart from a really important shout out to any node holders, and I'm talking full nodes at the moment. Light nodes will come. I'm sure there'll be some more information about light node setup in the coming week or so. But if you are a full node holder and you have not started your setup, please go to node chat in Vulcan. First of all, verify if you haven't already. Verify your wallet in Discord, Vulcan Discord. Go to the node chat. Decide which virtual machine you're going to go with, whether it's AWS or another one. Pick the video, put your time aside, and do it. And take confidence from this. If you're feeling a little bit apprehensive as I was, a bit nervous, a bit worried you're going to do it wrong, look a bit silly, whatever, know that if I can do it, anybody can. Honestly, I mean, I probably do myself down a little bit. I do probably know more than I think, but I am by no means an expert. So when I say if I can do it, anybody can, I mean it. Give it a go. And if you get stuck, just know that help and support will be there. So I am going to leave you right there. I'm going to enjoy my tea. Going a bit cold now, so I need to get on with it. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. And my dear Vulcans, live long in prosperity and cheers.
Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.